What's up, everybody? I don't know why. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Mr. Fia, the Diva. Okay, we don't know how we're going to do this. Y'all have to forgive me. I am still in the process of unpacking my house, okay? And so, well, maybe I should do it from here because maybe the light won't be so, damn, the lights are bright and causing issues. Anyways, I just wanted to hop on here and say what's up. It's a little late on Sunday, but y'all, when I tell y'all I have slept all weekend long and have not done much of anything. The only thing I did, which was the most disappointing thing, was craving, which may explain why I'm sleepy. I was craving Popeyes. I saw that they had the new $6 um, bottle, right? And so I was that box that they have, and I wanted to get some. So I think you get two pieces of chicken, two sides, boom, you're good. No drink, but that's cool too, right? Man, something told me not to go to this location. Did I listen? No, because it was 1 mile away from the house. And I was like, Ava, come on, let's go. So I got the dog in the car, we rode. So disappointed. I asked for the mac and cheese. He said that's going to cost extra. I said, fine. And what was my other side? Oh, red beans and rice. Yeah, I was getting the fat for it. So get home, open it up, child. You know what? I got mashed potatoes, and it's mighty funny. He has asked me, did I say mashed potatoes? Like, no. I want I said I don't want mashed potatoes. I want mac and cheese. That's what cost us. No problem, because baby, where is my mac and cheese? And I'm too lazy to even get up to go and even try to fight about this. So we just gonna let that be. Lesson learned. Go to the one on Stephanie and Henderson. Do not go to the one on I said, damn, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. It didn't register. So anyways, just checking in, seeing how everybody's doing. This is not really a Diva Disturb per se, although a lot of disturbing stuff has happened since we last chatted, and I'm just exhausted, and I don't really know what's going. There's a lot going on, but I won't know anything until I get physical, because like I'm pretty sure I probably hit the wall where it's me getting ready to hit the change, so that's one of the things I think that's going on. But I can't be up here going through Dr. Google self-diagnosing myself, right? I got all my seasonings out on the counter. I'm trying to find everything because I really don't know. Now, this recipe that I'm making is called lazy lasagna. My friend sent it to me the other day, and I'm still mad at her about it. So I'm like, no, my big ass don't need to be trying to eat this. But here we are. Okay, here's my garlic Italian seasoning. Oh, that's garlic and pepper. So I always tend to overseason. So the recipe just calls for beef, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, ricotta cheese, bone broth, which, oh shoot, let me go grab that out the cabinet. Oh no. Heaven forbid we go have bone broth that we sit on the leg for. So I got this bone broth, right? Okay, I got that. But here's what pissed me off. Where is it? So when I went to Smith, which is Kroger for us in the South, and for those of us that live in California, it's Ralph's, right? I went through the store, through all the refrigerators. This was the only size ricotta cheese they had. Now, normally I get the little small container. This all they had, okay? I said, y'all be shaming yourselves making people, get to pay for this stuff. So, anyways, this is a staple I keep in the kitchen. It's the 3-pepper from Kroger. I love it. It's convenient. Yeah, it's frozen, but whatever. We still gonna cook with it. So all I'm doing right now is kind of seasoning some things, putting the seasoning in the pot, adding olive oil, and that's it. But anyways, let's get into this conversation. So y'all, God is good. Friday morning, I was running way behind. Now y'all know I'm ADHD, so I hate to keep using excuses. The truth of the matter is, That's the truth. When you deal with someone with ADHD, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna be late for everything. So please give us at least 2 hours forewarning that hey, this is when this is going down. You might show it. But either way, on average, I work from 9 to 6 every day, right? But this morning, Friday, I was really like having a hard time getting out the door because I wanted to get there early. I have a lot to do. I was gone from work for 4 days. That's a lot. So I'm trying to get on the freeway. Can't get on the freeway. There was a Geico van. I said, damn, they decided to claim that fast right on the freeway. And yeah, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it was an 18-wheeler or something like that. Yeah. Come to find out when you do a Google search online, Henderson, 215 West, what happened? Child, somebody then got into a road rage incident. And while these two men are going at it, one of them has shot the child, albeit I'm pretty sure this person possibly could not have been aiming for this child, but shot this child, killed him. 11 years old, going to school, 7:30 in the morning, just trying to get to school. And the freeway was shut down from that point on. I thought it was like a tractor trailer or something that had crashed over. So let's be sure to be mindful of these perilous times we live in. People are going through, and there's no excuse for it. But you just never know. People are crazy. So anyway, oh, so with the recipe, I'm also going to add some power greens because I want veggies in my lazy lasagna, as it's being called. Look at me going off track. Also, what are y'all's thoughts about the fact that the government has now reopened and the 8 Democrats who are not going to be seeking re-election? 2 of them I'm very familiar with. Oh, shit. Tim Kaine. I'm like, I don't know why anybody is even surprised when Tim Kaine votes, the way most Democrats wouldn't vote. He ain't been right since him and Hillary lost. Okay. He just be as wrong as a pair of $2 shoes, as a pair of two left feet, honey. Just out here flapping in the wind, just making it up as he goes. Jackie Rosen, I'm really disappointed in her because we gave you a second chance after it came up that you had messed up on not reporting your transactions, your investment transactions when you were in the House of Representatives. We overlooked that because we said you knew the politics, you might not have known. And people at her tax bracket, let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, they probably don't know what's going on with their finances past time. My thing is just get a copy of your portfolios or your financial things and just give that to them. That'd be the easiest thing for you to do, okay? So anyway, with the lazy lasagna, y'all have to cook for me. So I picked this up because usually I go to Trader Joe's, but y'all, as y'all know, I ended up moving all my stuff last weekend, so I'm still like half functioning. So I just said we're gonna go to one store, the store that's closest by us. That's what we're gonna do. In addition, we got this hot Italian sausage. Usually it's turkey. Usually, but I went by Sprout, which is close to the house too, and they didn't have. Well, Ava, come on in, baby. What's she doing? No, Mama cooking. Yeah, Ava's acting all weird. She wants me to come be with her outside. No. So anyways, because Mama trying to cook her meal for at least 3 days. Um, but anyways, what about Sprouts? Sprouts usually has the hot Italian sausage and chicken, but they didn't have it at the one over by my house, so I just went on to Smith's Marketplace. Which, oh my God, did you know? Okay, well, let me take that back. I do know. When I was in Georgia, they had a Kroger marketplace in Gainesville that sold clothes and houseware. Then on Cobb Parkway, they had one that sold not just housewares in addition to groceries. So they're kind of like super Walmart. And if I remember the last time I was in Dallas, we went to one, my cousin and I went to one somewhere out in far north Dallas. I want to say Frisco, but y'all got so many new little cities and stuff. I don't know. I'm from Dallas. We didn't have all that. I don't know, child. But either way, that happened. And so when I went in there, like I showed y'all that big ass thing of ricotta cheese, that's the only thing they had. I said, y'all be saying out there trying to force us to buy plus size stuff. I just need a little bit of ricotta. Now this is gonna waste. And then the ricotta, the name brand that I normally buy at the giant size was $7.99. Like I am not gonna waste $8. I almost have half of mine to ask my coworker who loves to cook too if he wanted. Cause I'm like, I can't. What am I gonna do with all this? Okay. You know what? I cannot find my Italian seasoning, and I just had it because I just wiped down everything like a crazy person. Since stuff had been in storage and just, you know. But either way, yeah, so I'm in here cooking, child. That's all. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Jackie Rose and Tim Kaine and the other, I call them the Hateful Eight. That's what they're going to be called. Then people are wondering, should you trust Marjorie Taylor Greene? No. She been on this, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I was crazy and delulu at the time that I was around here taking my country ass around, spreading hate. Uh-huh. Girl, and people like, well, should we trust her? Absolutely not. No, don't trust her. She ain't nothing changed. Believe me, ain't nothing changed. Okay? She just realized that she played herself and she played for the wrong side. And then part of these Epstein tapes are coming out, and everybody thinking that's Bill Clinton. Baby, that was not Bill Clinton. That was not the Bubba that allegedly let let Angry Wig go down on him like a $2 hoe. Okay, no, that was not him. Okay, I said I don't think Bill would stoop that low. Or I mean, when I say stoop low, I mean just I wouldn't even want him to touch me. Ain't no telling where his mouth in if he willing to do some shit like that if it's true. But you know Jeffrey, y'all know how Jeffrey got his wealth, right? So all of us who grew up, especially in the '90s, we loved Express. And before it was Express Men, there was Structure, called Structure. Who else? What else was part of Express? New York and Company, which we called Learner. Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, Lane Bryant. I think they've since broken it up. Either way, dude that was like the founder and CEO of these brands, Jeffrey befriended and got all his wealth. That's how he got it. So, who knows if he's telling the truth or not, but if it's true, you know. But it's a lot that went on. I want people to not be surprised about, you know, how people live because, I mean, this has been going on since the times of the Greeks. You know, I'm not going to use this whole thing because I'm adding half a sausage to, so I'm mixing it. So, anyway, but Marjorie Greene Taylor, I've been saying, because she started this, I think once Angry Wig told her he wasn't going to support her in her bid for becoming a senator. I'm like, ain't nobody in Georgia, they right man going to vote for you anyway. But what is sad and disappointing that I've been seeing a lot lately is that some dude had to file bankruptcy, lay off all of his employees and stuff, right? But guess what? Because he goes, well, you know, I knew that, you know, he had to say certain things to get elected. First of all, he was not elected. He stole it. But okay, go on. Then he said, well, I Oh, I thought I turned this off. I knew he had to say certain things to get elected, but it just seems, wrong how he's just messing up stuff for people. And then they asked him, and this is the question every journalist needs to be asking people that have buyer's remorse when it comes to this whole scenario. Would you vote for him again? This man said in the end he would. While he don't agree with what has been done, he would still vote. And in my head, all I be thinking is hatred runs deep. Hatred will make you mess up your own livelihood because you hate other people and you don't want to see them outdo you. That's sad. And that's really what it is. And people really don't want to even face the fact that that's their truth, and that's what's wrong right now. What I don't understand is that how did you allow someone who is a convicted felon to even run? He can't even vote for himself, but he can run? That shouldn't even be allowed. Then last weekend, when the SNAP benefits went towards Scottish, which it should not have, but I understand they were trying to be preemptive. But let me just say this. No competent justice would have voted or even, accepted the case to be heard when it's still being litigated in the lower courts, right? That's constitutional law 101. Well, one of my friends posted about it, which I don't know if he purposely prefaced it, and I need to ask him because we're still friends. Because here's the deal: he don't like anybody political at all, to be honest. So I never take anything he says about them because Democrats can get it, Republicans can get it. He don't give a damn. But anyway, he had posted. I saw this on the Twitter homepage, and it was about the fact that Justice Ketanji Brown decided not to hear this petition that had come. Well, like I be trying to explain to people because I do have a law degree from the University of Tulsa, graduated in 2006. Thank you very much. I also took constitutional law 1 and 2. And while I did not go on to practice law, I had a great professor. Her name was Judith Royster. As far as I know, she's still alive and kicking, and she taught us very well the procedural matters that go on and how the justices view it, right? And so anyway, maybe I should have cooked that whole thing. I don't know. We'll see. I think more or less it's going to turn out to be like that. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? So anyway, he just said that Ketanji Brown refused to allow SNAP, would have ruled on the SNAP benefits matter, right? So I went and looked up the article. I found an article, looked it up, and I was like, okay, makes sense. So an appeals court, a district court, federal district court judges had ruled that Avery Wig and his administration needs to release the funds from SNAP, right? No, of course they don't want to do it, so now they're going to file an appeal in the appeals court. So they file it in the appeals court, still has to be heard, still has to be ruled on, and somebody, I can't remember who, because news becoming itchy fast, right? So somebody had filed an appeal in the Supreme Court as an emergency. Justice Ketanji is on the emergency desk. It's basically like you being on call, at any other job. And she was like, things are still being litigated down on the lower court level. Not going to hear it. That's what you call it's not right. Somebody was like, right or right? Because I think they were trying to be funny. Because I get it. The average layperson will never understand certain terminology that we say because of people who have been legally trained and understand legalese. But yes, a matter has to be right in order for the Supreme Court to even hear it. And then sometimes if it's resolved in the lower court, it could be, that it's a moot point. There's no point in us hearing it. And then sometimes they can just be like, don't want to hear it. We don't feel as though, that's something we want to deal with, and they'll just kick it back down in the lower court rulings will stand. And I need to research further on when there would be a time. Of course, a writ of habeas corpus would be one of the ways that you could get to Scottish, but it wasn't that serious. But he basically was trying to argue that Katanji had did us dirty, and that y'all really expect, a black woman. I thought she was y'all's girl, and I'm just like, it really pains me when people want to, speak ill or even question. She's the most qualified, most competent, most recently appointed justice you have on the Supreme Court. My question now is, how would they feel if Uncle Ruckus Clarence Thomas had voted that way? Would you feel the same? It's just, and then, even though I broke it down for everybody, first when you file in federal court, you have to file at the district level. Then if you don't like that ruling, or the aggrieved party can appeal it, the appeals court can choose to hear it or turn it back to the lower court, to the district court. And that's why it's very circular. So you have to, and that's why it takes so long sometimes for people to even get out of jail, get out of prison, and be convicted. And that's on state and federal. So it's very simple for someone like me to understand, but when the average layperson, she voted against y'all, it's like that's not what she did. If that's what you want it to be, okay, we get it, right? So, I need the tomato paste and the red sauce. Okay, how about that? I know y'all like, she keep coming in because I thought I had everything and I didn't have everything. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on and talk about that stuff. God bless the person's family who lost them, at such a young age on 215 in Gibson in Henderson, Nevada. So I tell you, traffic was a complete, total, and utter nightmare. You hear me? A nightmare. Now, dude said the meat's supposed to caramelize in here, okay? So, and of course, my recipe, I told you I was a lazy lasagna. I added my own vegetables, which I'm currently stir frying in a separate pot, in a separate pan. That's why you see me moving in between two different pans. I don't know. I just saw my Italian seasoning, and now I don't see it. That is so weird. Lady Ava Marie, y'all, my conning course are just standing here staring at me. I don't know what's going on in her world there. She just, let me see. Look, the whole time. Where's my Italian at? Oh, Jesus, where's him now? What else is happening? Oh, BravoCon is going on here in Vegas. My philosophy and stuff like that is going on. Stay away from the strip. I can't do it, baby. I just can't do it. That's too much going on. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I don't even know how to operate because I've been without my spices and stuff for so long because I have a huge collection. Like, this ain't even all of it. Because I like to cook. It's very therapeutic. It's very cathartic. And I've been lazy all weekend, but now all of a sudden I have this burst of energy to start cooking, which is what my dog can't understand. She keeps trying to herd me off the bed. Okay, let me put this back in the refrigerator because I try to put stuff away as I finish up with it. We're gonna wash the top off of this. off the Italian style tomato paste. I really don't mind buying store brand, but I really prefer Kroger. I like their private selection, and I like their Simple Truth brand. So, I really like, but again, like I said, I was disappointed the other day. So it does, the recipe calls for marinara sauce, and I just happened to have gotten this bottle from Aldi. It was in their special find. Uh, First of all, I thought the price was $3.99. Come to find out that was the cost of the soup. Now this was a $6 bottle. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, looks like the beef and pork is ready. I suppose I should show y'all. This is what it is. And then this is the veggies. I stir fried some greens and bell peppers and stuff together. The recipe does not call for that. It keeps it very simple. But I like vegetables in my red sauces and like my spaghetti and stuff. I always put bell peppers and sausages and onions in there. It did call for onions, but I always buy that three pepper and onion blend from Kroger. What's interesting, I remember when they used to always sell 10 for $1. And now that was $1.49, which is what, 50 cents up from the normal price that they used to sell it for. Okay, let's see. What do we need to do first? Let's put the red sauce in there. And he did say you didn't have to drain the sauce. And I'm probably going to add some more seasonings to it. I always put a little bit of olive oil in everything I cook that's savory. As my big sis, my daughter, is a blue zone. She spent a lot of time in Italy, so she would know. So put all the tomato paste in there. Probably should add some more sauce. I don't know, I have a whole box of Italian sauces that I bought from different places, cause like places like Grocery Outlet, all these little, God, I wish Vegas would get a little, I love little, they always have a huge aisle of fines. The Aldi here, I'm gonna have to check out the other ones when I have time, cause they're all these fines, it's kind of sad to look at. I'm just like, oh Jesus. Y'all hold on, I need to get this red sauce, the other red sauce out of the refrigerator. I'm gonna actually add some, I guess the rest of this to it. This is Trader Joe's. If y'all have not tried this, it's great. Aldi sells these fried raviolis, no, toasted raviolis at night sometimes. When I come in, I'm too tired to cook. That's what I did. I'll add this red sauce to it. And it is spicy. So we'll try to turn it out. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. I don't see any comments. If there are, so be it. So I think that's all I really want to talk about. Again, I'm semi-moved into my place. Just taking it day by day, child. But I am proud of me, except for yesterday. So since Monday, Ava and I have been walking every day, walk, run. We're building up to a run in trust. I feel it now that I'm starting to run again. So, like I said, Diva got lazy, child. I wasn't doing anything health related, and I think I'm paying for it because when I was driving up to Carson City last weekend, something very weird happened. Like my edema, basically, is what it's called, but my right foot swelled up, and when I got out the car, to when you drive from Vegas to Carson City or north to south in Nevada, a great halfway point is Tonopah. And so I always stop off at the Loves to fuel up and get snacks, use the restroom, whatever. Let me add some more sauce to this. Yeah. And I didn't really, you know what? And I really didn't even look at my foot. I just said, oh, well, maybe it's stiffed up because of, me having been sitting for so long. Get this bone broth. Let me get the bone broth. Oh. I love these little ramekin coffee, they're not coffee, little measuring cups. They all come off in little sections. So you get 1 cup, 3/4, a half, and a third. It's so cute. I love them. Aldi fine. Oh, I haven't been to Aldi this week because, like I told people, I said, shit, this last check was rent check. I said, Mama had to pay rent. I wonder if he meant beef broth. It looks like chicken broth. But he didn't say. I figured since it was a beef recipe, you would use beef broth. So we'll see. It's only just out here cooking on the fly. I don't know. So I'm gonna put that in there. What else I need? I think I need to add some ricotta cheese. And it would be good. Another thing about me when I'm cooking in the kitchen, I like to clean as I go. And I learned that in home ec. A lot of people I found later on in life did not get that opportunity to have home ec. They pretty much canceled that. I never got to the sewing part because unfortunately I ended up having to change schools in the middle of my freshman year. So by the time I got to Skyline in Dallas, because that's how I had to finish out my freshman year, which was the worst year for me academically. And me being a nerd, I was so mad. I was like, ugh, this cannot be life. But I never learned how to sew. Never got to sew. My mom tried to teach me how to sew back in the day. My mama does not have the patience of Joe when it comes to left-handers. I was like, I don't know how she did it when she was teaching school with her kids, because I know it was a mixed bag of left-handers, everybody hanging, I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. So that is the vegetables. I think that's it. I am going to add some more seasoning to it, though, because I feel like it needs more. Ugh. Clean. So anyway, y'all, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I thought I had more content to talk. Actually, there probably really is a lot to talk about, but I'm just trying to stay up on this recipe that I'm making with this big tub of ricotta cheese. I was like, well, even though we're not really celebrating Thanksgiving this year, or at least going out to do the big thing, I guess Thanksgiving is fine. I think they want us to start doing the blackout Black Friday, because these corporations, what people don't realize, a lot of people don't realize, that these corporations lobby against our rights. And I was telling someone what really bothers me about it. It's not so much that you get tax breaks with the corporation. My problem is that you don't disperse that wealth or just redistribute it down to the lower ranks. Instead, you lay off people and hoard the wealth at the top. Make that make sense. So what do you really need a tax break for if you're not going to be nice, and redistribute the wealth? And I'm talking especially these privately held companies, Lord help. But even the public ones, I get it. You have an obligation to investors, to stockholders, but you also have an obligation to the very people that allow you to even be profitable. It would make sense if you get tax breaks if you were actually doing something. And then on top of that, a lot of these companies, they'll be like, we have full benefits. Yeah, they have full benefits. They assist you in paying. Oh, I probably put too much ricotta in here. But okay. Ooh. It's still gonna be good. I'm gonna eat it. But I think I can add some more flavoring. So, anyways, that's one thing that bothers me overall. Where is my? Oh yeah, so we put a little bit of this. I don't think Trader Joe's even sells this anymore. The black garlic. Add a little bit. I love garlic. Garlic is so good for you. Garlic, and olive oil is a must in my cooking. Well, let's add some more garlic and herb. Just garlic and herb. Okay. Do I need to add some more spice? Where's my body at? That's another thing. I can't find body at in the stores here. I need to see. I guess I'm going to order it online from somebody. Dear Nam Demon in Georgia, please come to Vegas. We need you. I love that farmers market. That Asian farmers market is the best. Although, really, with Georgia, we had that great indoor farmers market. I don't know if I'm ever going to find anything like that. I'm just seasoning this up. I'm just adding stuff. Let me add a little bit more sea salt. Just a little bit. Y'all know I don't cook a lot with salt. Like, I use sea salt and kosher salt a lot. But what it is, I use it very lightly. Like, I'll be at a table with someone where I may have cooked something, and here they come, add more. And I'm like, you haven't even, I know, I just need. That's why I couldn't understand why my foot was swollen up. So I took my water pill like I'm supposed to. But I started drinking water like more and more crazy, even though I hate the restrooms at my job because I feel like I'm back in elementary school. Then he said to put the lasagna and just lay it in there and let it simmer. But my friend and I, my good friend Monica and I said we're gonna break these in half and put them in there. We're just gonna drop them in there like this. And we'll see how they go. You know who makes really good lasagna? Oh shoot, my bonus mom. She makes really good lasagna and she makes really good German chocolate cake. Okay, I wonder, do you think that's enough? I think I broke about 4 or 5 off in here. So then he said to take it, lower it, and what did I do with my top? Boy, you lose stuff in this kitchen, child, because I still need to get my stuff organized. Oh, there it is. So we will let it cook down. So anyways, I've been Miss Sophia the Diva. I know I kind of was all over the place, but remember, as the Diva always says, don't do what? Don't get caught in the trick bag. Good night. I've been Miss Sophia the Diva, and this is just a special Sunday night of cooking with the Diva. And I'll try to post pics of my latest Instagram recipe find. Good night.